Let's get ready to rumble. You won't win tonight. If you were Superman, beats would be your kryptonite. You step on the stage, you look well shook, fracture you over to bone, like Kell Brook, Golovkin, or Spence. You pick the fight. Like I said in the first bar, you won't win tonight. Tonight's the night, like crisscross or Redman. An uppercut to the chin and make you do a headstand. Triple Salco, flip over, land on your spinal. Replace you like MP3s did to vinyl. Coming off the top, winner takes all. Pitch you in a battle royale if you can brawl. I'll maul you like the Manasseh Mauler. If you step to this, it'll be a tall order. 6'9" like David Price. Hit you in your chin. You start to see twice. That's double vision, double trouble. If you step up, then I'm bound to bust your bubble. Boxing beats the best communicator. If you try to diss my style, then you a traitor. Better yet, you're a hater. You better call the Cockney translator. You're just the beta, male against the alpha. It's like this and like that. You need more than white powder. You need more than drugs class A to try to step. Like Gangstar, you did it just to get a rep, but it didn't work. You fall flat on your face. Boxing beats and rhymes can rhyme and keep the pace. A veteran, peddling medicine, rapping off natural skill and adrenaline. When shall I stop and talk about boxing? I'm a veteran in the game. You could call me Don King. Hair standing up like my penis erect. Selector, come down, rewind, and select. All right. Let's talk some boxing. I could have went on and on there. I could have went on and on. I could have went on and on and on. Mr. Pads, what's good? What's good? Letting you know this is not Hong Kong Fuway. I walk around the place with 4 belts like Inoue. That was kind of nice. That was kind of nice still. You know what I mean? All right. Enough of that. I mean, people start shoot it out. Hang out there. I mean, this way around, he caught rapping boring. Come up with all right. Let's do it. What is the boxing news, Mr. Pads? What's on your mind? Get it off your chest. It's really you guys hang out. I'll react to what you guys have got to say. We've got an hour to do it. We've got an hour. An hour should be more than enough time to get it in. Luis Neri versus Casemiro official. Fight happens in Kyrgyzstan. Okay. No belts? Is there any belts? No belts for that, is there? None of them are champion. What's that? Featherweight? Or no? That'd be probably, is that super bantam? And why in that location there? I mean, they're both Latin fighters, aren't they? Why are they going there? What is that, an IBA event or something? I'll tell you what, boy. If the camera stays down there, you guys will not be able to hear me. Stays down there. I need to put a laptop on, which I should have done before. Instead of freestyling, like I was saying something. Big up Mr. Pads. Tim Zoo moving up to 160. So what happened to the Errol Spence fight? Errol Spence fight wasn't he fighting Errol Spence? I have to wait until this laptop warms up so I can keep up with the info. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The pay-per-view is $80. Well, man, people still trying to ram them pay-per-view bars down people's throats and no one wants to hear it, you know. I thought he was fighting Errol Spence though. That's why I'm not understanding. I don't understand. After the Spence fight. We'll soon find out. Let me get this mouse. Get the laptop mouse. Hit the like, people. Hit the like. You know what I mean? Hit the like. Talking boxing. Hit the like. You know what I'm saying? I want to find out what happened to the. I'm sure he was fighting Tim Tszyu. He was penciled in to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't know if it was official though, to be honest. Tim can't make the weight no more. You mean he can't bother? I mean, he can't be bothered to make the weight. That's what that is. Ching, 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 whoa, whoa. Oh, careful, careful. Just waiting for this thing to warm up. Takes a little time now. Well, let's see if it will let me do this. Is Errol Spence versus Tim Tysuz cancelled? Yeah, he's fighting Errol Spence in June. You sure you got that information right? The next fight will be at 147 against the champion. That's why. 147? Wow, he's really struggling with them weights, bro. He's really struggling with them weights. Got to move up to 147. It'll soon be 154. You'll be soon fighting Tim Tszyu at 160. And you moving up to 140. You had one fight at 140. You gave up your belt at 135 because you couldn't make the weight. What's happened with this guy? Do I think Jazza Dickens will win? Don't know. I haven't really broke it down, to be honest. I'm just going to watch it. I'm not going to really do a detail because I haven't time. I haven't really got the time to do a detailed study, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was so busy, I would have had more videos out. So I like, it's not getting enough time to do boxing right now. And you know what I mean? It is what it is, isn't it? It'd be nice to just do boxing. It'd be nice. Big up True Media. This A91. Chris Billion Smith and Ramirez, the biggest ducks in cruiserweight history. Cruiserweight history, that's interesting. Cruiserweight history, biggest ducks. I mean, definitely up there. You know what I mean? How's he going to fight in April and then fight Spence in June? That's crazy. I mean, these fighters, they take up to near 2 years out, and then they're telling us they're going to fight twice in a couple of months. You know what I mean? In close proximity to both fights. It's just crazy. Madness, bro. And what, he's going to jump up to 160 in April and then get back down to 154? I guess he could because he won't be breaking camp. That's possible. Mike Tyson said boxers barely fight anymore and nobody knows who they are. Yeah, he was definitely around that. I mean, productivity slowed down to a standstill, and then when they do fight, they're not giving us unifications or undisputed. You know what I mean? It's absolute shambles, man. Absolute shambles. Boxers are inactive. Why are they going to have so many belts in circulation for the fights to be more inactive than they ever have been? You would think with all these belts it would allow for more activity. But no, we're not seeing that. So I think the current decade of heavyweight boxing ranks amongst the past decades. 70s was your favorite, but 80s and 90s as well. The 2000s was nice. They're doing their thing. They haven't completed their cycle yet, so you know what I mean. They're doing their thing. But like I say, it's the inactivity. It could be better, couldn't it? It could be better. Just up the activity. Ryan Garner lined up for the winner of Kakache and Dickens. Could be headed to St. Mary's this summer for a title defense. That's interesting. I think Kakache will win, you know. Thinking about it. I haven't got no detailed breakdown, to be honest. But I don't know, you know. Dickens is slippery, isn't it? He's slippery. He might beat Jazza. I mean, he might beat Kakache. I don't know. I'm just going to watch, though. I am going to watch it. Is Bivol versus Eiffel a mandatory? think it's a mandatory, isn't it? A lot of people are having a go at him. They're saying he turned down this fight, and that fight. But if this is mandatory, what do they want him to do? He's only got the one. No, he's got three belts actually. You know, say he's got one. He's got three. Got to take on your mandatory, innit? Or I mean, like, what could he do? What's the suggestion? He's a guy who needs the belts. He's not getting no alternative fights outside the belt. Some guys don't have to really mess with the belts. You know what I mean? They can operate with or without. Bivol needs the belts. Literally needs the belts. Mr. D. You can see Dana signing Chris Billion Smith. He's a free agent. I believe Shane said that Billion Spliff is a free agent. I believe so. Well, they're going to set him up to catch a beating from Jai. Yeah? Jai would beat the crap out of him, bro. Beat the crap out of him. Okay. Maxie Hughes versus Pierce O'Leary is on the undercard. That's not a bad fight of Dickens and Kakashi. I'm actually looking forward to some boxing on Saturday, actually. You know what I mean? Little domestic culture. You know what I'm saying? Like Saturday, I was at a loss. There was no boxing, so I said, okay. And I got up my brethren's yard, and then no trains were running. Like, crazy. Mike Epps saying the younger generation has no right making fun of people over 40 wearing Jordans in the streetwear, claiming he's not trying to be out here looking like Steve Harvey. And he'll stay fresh even in his 70s. You know? But the younger people are bound to look at us old fogies wearing clothes like they do. They're bound to look at us funny. But if you're used to dressing that way, you're always gonna revert to that casual urban sort of fashion, isn't it? Beats, what's your view of professional boxers that return to the amateurs and compete in the Olympics, such as Jalilov? I haven't seen too many people talking about it. Should it be allowed? Yeah, I guess there's no harm in it. No harm in it, I guess. Most of them don't win the tournament when they go back. That Beatrice Fiera, she went back. She didn't win. And Jacob Endam, didn't win when he went back. Jalilov, I think he won a couple of times when he went back. But Jalilov, I believe, where he's from, they pedestalize amateur accomplishments more than pro. So that's probably why he hasn't pushed as hard as he can in the pros. You know what I'm saying? It's the deal. So suits by day, tracksuits at night. What's up, Bruce Gus? Sanchez Torres fight postponed. Yeah, I heard that. Sanchez re-injured his knee. Yeah, he looks like a mess right now, Sanchez. So what's Torres gonna do now? Are there any fights for Torres? Fight Jarrell Miller. Give Torres Jarrell Miller. That'd be a decent opponent. Funny how the Paramount commentary team is trying to make the points that the belts are not important. Seconds after Apatai has insisted that he still wants to become undisputed champion. He isn't buying that Zuffa belts. Boxing doesn't matter. Like, fighters want the belts. You're saying that, but there's one undisputed champion in boxing. Why aren't people just doing basic maths? You know what I mean? See, the thing is, yeah, as much as I put it down to the promoters and the networks, the boxers, they don't really get together and say, we want more access to unified fights. We want to see less champions and undisputed. We want to make a distinction between lineal and belt holder. They don't do that either. So he might as well like do what he's doing right now and get a paycheck to feed his family. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but Mr. D said Sanchez got them 40-year-old knees like me. Oh, it's rescheduled. Bruce said it's rescheduled for the Haney Rowley undercard if that happens. Haney versus Rowley. Interesting. Haney versus Rowley. Frankie Sanchez, eh? Is that an eliminator? IBF. Something like that. Yeah. Why can't I just do this side? Hey, so it's a tough old roll for the old boxers, isn't it? Try to pull up this old school story. Okay, push it in. Let me read it from this side, actually. I was going to do a little feature on this story, but I just didn't get around to doing it. The Motor City Cobra, or the Hitman. He didn't like the Hitman nickname. That's why he changed it to Motor City Cobra. He thought there was negative connotations to being a hitman. So he went to the Motor City Cobra. If I do a documentary, I think one of the first fighters I might do is Tommy. I might do a documentary on Tommy if I was to do one. What's the details of this story then? I'm live. What else? Is this detailed? Let's see what they got. His son used to box. I believe he took guardianship. Disable my ad blocker. I can do that. I did this one so. Okay, cause I don't trust the malware and stuff, so I want to read the story. If it lets me. Right. Detroit boxing legend Tommy Hearns speaks after being placed under guardianship. Tommy going through the ringer, man. Boxing career began in 1977. 1977 is a pro days. He was an amateur before that. Right. He's 67 years of age now. He left boxing with a record of 61-5-1. How many inside the distance? He's been placed under guardianship. That's crazy. And conservatorship. So what's this all about then? The judge appointed the oldest son of Tommy, Ronald, who used to box himself, as his sole guardian and conservator. This allows Ronald to make all of his father's medical and financial decisions, preventing others from taking advantage of him, which I think has been happening. People have been starting GoFundMe's in his name, and none of the money's going back to him. You know what I mean? That's what people are like these days. You know what I mean? They're just. But I don't even like saying anything because sometimes it's like people say, "You're always moaning." So, okay, so I'm the only one. Crazy. The story's going mad. Paper, I don't even read it. It keeps putting these pop-ups up, man. Everybody stop putting the pop-ups up so I can read it. Tommy said he's good. He feels good. He's been diagnosed with dementia. She ain't too good. Is it pugilist dementia? Well, I would imagine so. So you just keep praying for my dad as we move forward. Make sure he's enjoying his life, that no one else can hurt him financially, physically, or mentally. He lost his home to tax foreclosure. So he's now living with his son. Do not donate to any online fundraisers saying the money is not going to Tommy or his family. Wow. That's crazy, man. Hitman, you know. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, the glory days are fleeting on the planet. And there's the other side of the divide, and that's where Tommy is, you know what I'm saying? He's got dementia, lives with his son, house foreclosed, had to sell a few of his belts a few years back. And I think some other memorabilia. It's legacy, isn't it? It's his legacy. Let all these media people who keep telling boxers to go for legacy, to help them when they fall on hard times like this. You know what I'm saying? A 5-weight world champion. And in my opinion, the first 5-weight, well, he's the first 5-weight. He's the first 5-weight. Not in my opinion, he is the first 5-weight world champion. That's what he is. Hitman. Man. Where am I? Okay. Can I get hold of this stream somewhere? This is the live stream. I don't have to stretch over too much. Don't do that either. Don't do that. Tommy Hearns. Bruce. You're not allowed to answer, Bruce. It's too easy for you. Name Tommy's. No, you can answer, Bruce. Tommy's welterweight world title win. His light middleweight world title win. His middleweight title win. His super middleweight world title win. And his light heavyweight world title win. If you could name all of them without using the browser, I'll know if you're using the browser. I'll know if you're using the browser. In fact, I'm struggling to think who did he beat at 154 actually? He beat Benitez, didn't he? He beat Benitez at 154. Honestly, I'm giving away all the answers, man. For the WBC belt, was that a knockdown? Did Benitez score a knockdown? That was only a majority decision, man. That's how good Wilfred Benitez was. Tommy only got a majority. Man, Wilfred was some fire, man. How he used the ropes to counter punch against Durant was crazy. Lays him up. He didn't used to train. That's why he used to love the ropes so much, but he was so skilled. Yeah, Benitez. Go tell Benitez fight for legacy. Look at him now. Yeah? Look at him. He can't even move unassisted at all. Bedridden. He had a fight late in his career when he was very vulnerable, and the promoter took his passport, took his money, and he was stranded in Argentina for a year, begging on the streets. I believe that's the story. Begging on the streets, man. Boxers get exploited, man. A lot of boxers have been exploited really badly. That's the truth of it. A lot of boxers get exploited badly. I've got water or something. How did Terry Harper get arms like that, man? She just like, is that just through what? Did she develop a body like that through pumping iron? Or like Terry Harper is just like, it's not bodybuilding. Can she use that bodybuilder's physique to beat Caroline? All right, what's the answer, Bruce? You got him. Pepino Cuevas, yeah. Welter. Benavides 154. Rodan, Kinchin, and Dennis Andres. Yes. Yes. That was in Detroit. I can't remember where Cuevas was. Kinchin, WBO title. Remember, Kinchin had him on the deck, boy. I was like, wow, Kinchin's going to do it. And Kinchin was one of the first fighters to pop him up or something. He was on, what was he on? I think Robert Bam Bam Hearns was on the same card and popped with the same thing. Yeah, man. Peter Cuevas. That's crazy. And he stopped, imagine that, 5 world title wins and he stopped 3 of them people in 3 weight classes. The man's power just carried up. Just carried up. It was kind of like an overcame that Kinchin took. And that's why he was able to take all the punches. He took all of Tommy's punches, bro. He took everything Tommy threw. Everything. And just kept coming. You know what I mean? I don't know if she's juicing. Andy, big up Andy. I don't know if she's juicing, but the physique is. Mr. D says Terry looking thick. Yeah, she's kind of looking thick. I'm like, what kind of body is that? She didn't used to be built like that. You know what I mean? Is that just bodybuilding, isn't it? This is bodybuilding, I guess. Nothing more than that. Just bodybuilding, sculpting. You can do it if you diet properly. If you diet and work out, can be done. But it does lead to skepticism. We can't deny that it doesn't lead to skepticism. People are thinking, well, really? Haitian Maniac, what's good? Anthony Mackin, what's good? Yeah, it does kind of look enhanced. Can't lie. Mr. Deal, it's the extra weight. Maya always looking better nowadays. Could be, could be, could be, could be, could be. You know what I mean? You don't want to put people out there, but the question remains. No, that's exactly right. To John Scully, Cassius Clay did not win the heavyweight gold in 1960 in Rome. He lost the light heavy, and you can see the picture. He's got skinny legs, he's skinny, gangly arms. He's a young boy. He's a light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Anthony Joshua was filmed today at Finchley ABC, putting in rounds of light technical sparring. Okay. Who's he working with? All right. Let's see what Anthony can do when he gets back in, isn't it? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Eddie Hearn. I'm an unbelievable geezer. Take your pick, son. Don't miss. Exclusive interview on IFL TV at 7:30 UK time tonight. Yeah. I've got wallpaper. That I've got a Steve off. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. All right. Let's get to the comment section, see what you guys are saying. Al Booger in the building. He says, nice sit down. He's picking Caroline, but Harper is live. What are we going by the physique? Judging by the physique, she's live. Live chat. Open panel. She's been shredded for a little while, Anthony. She's been shredded like that for a little while, I think, to be honest. But it looks like it's getting out of control now. It looks like it's getting out of control. and she left the session, the face off, to go training. She said she's going training. All right, they're saying David Benavides will stop and destroy Jai Apatow. Who's saying that? He's dead. He says he'll deal with him easily. Could do. We'll see though, innit? Like, how good is David Benavides? Is the Zerlo fight an acid test? We saw what Bivol did to Zerlo. Made him look silly, didn't he? Made him look silly. Man tried to counterpunch Bivol. He just got like schooled. Where's this? The O2 is Fabio versus Daniel Dubois. The O2 is heading for a sellout. It should do. It's a 20K arena. At the least, they should sell it out for it. At the least, it should be a sellout. Adeyala Depot, who's the most value for money fighter in boxing? Fabio Wardley, Virgil Ortiz, David Benavides, or Jai Apatow. I don't know if I had Virgil in there. Yeah. Well, why Virgil? Virgil had a good win last time against Madrimov. Yep, exactly, Clarissa. It is stupid. This girl taking this guy punching her, like how that does not condition getting punched in your abs like that. It doesn't condition you. It doesn't condition you. It's just internal bleeding and a lot of internal injuries. Stupidness. What has happened to Richardson Hitchens? Has there been any news on this situation? Let's have a look. Richardson Hitchens. Any movement? No movement, I don't think. Still weighing it up, huh? Still weighing it up. Should he give up his belt? He'll be giving up the belt for money. Should he do that? Or should he wait for unifications? See, it's all right wanting to make unifications. If your rivals have more options than you, they might be looking for fights outside unification. That's your big issue with boxing right now. Yeah? The playground has become too big for the sanctioning bodies. But you can't tell these media members or the fans that. And I think they think that I'm hating. I'm not hating. I just look at the landscape. Playground has become too big for them. The fighters are looking for elsewhere to play. They want to play on different toys now. No, they're not just going to wait to get a turn on the swings. You know what it is. Let's have a look at 140. I mean, how old is he? He's 28 now. He's not a kid. You know what I mean? I think, you know, one of the issues is like these days, I don't know if the athletes preserve themselves through S&C and nutrition. But 28 it's not a young athlete like that. He's not a kid. He's a grown man. He's got to be looking at the next phase of what he's doing. 28 is not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like spring chicken for boxing. It's not. Dalton Smith would be a good fight. But you see, I haven't seen none of them fights announced for him. If fights are not announced, you can't wait around. If the promoters and the networks are not calling you in to make these fights straight away, could he get the Gary Antoine Russell fight? I don't think he's going to get the Shakur Stevenson fight. I don't know, man. See, there's no reason that a unification tournament couldn't be called in that weight class. There's no reason at all. None of them are household names. They could only stand to benefit, surely. And if they're not doing that, give me a good reason why he doesn't sign with Zuffa if the paycheck's right. Give me a good reason why not. In a division like that, where there's no household names, the only way they can get the dough is to unify. Unify and go for undisputed. But that's not happening. And while that's not happening and they're not household names, they'll get paid, but it's mediocre money to what potentially they can earn. That's a waste, man. I like watching all of them fights. I like watching Richardson. A lot of people think he's boring. I like watching Richardson Hitchens. I like watching Gary Antoine. I like watching Dalton. I like watching Shakur. And I can't get to see the they haven't even called one unification. Like, we haven't got that from a sanctioning body, a network, or a commission. No one said, okay, we're going to do this, make these initiatives to make a unification. Not one. Not one. That's not a sport. It's not a sport. If I was boxing and let's say I was the boxer's elder brother, and he said that to me, I'll be saying, yo, if we can get over to Zuffa, let's just do it. Let's get paid now. Cash the check now, ask questions later. Cash the check now and ask questions later. Al Booger hasn't seen much of Harper outside of her training videos. Anthony Mackie said the athletes go on a bit longer these days due to sports science. Yeah. And they don't fight as frequently as well. I think that's the biggest contributory factor of sports science. They don't fight as much, right? See Brandon Rios, yeah? Some of Brandon's fights took a lot of punishment. If Brandon was fighting in the 40s and 50s, where he could end up fighting 4 or 5 times a year, he would have got, I don't know, he might have dementia now. Because a lot of them, even as infrequently as they're fighting, they're leaving the sport with dementia. It might be mild dementia, it might be mild CTE, right? As infrequently as they're fighting is happening. So imagine back then, especially if like guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, man, the GOAT. Alzheimer's, boxing related. Undisputed is dead. And the sanctioning bodies and promoters killed it. They killed it. Anthony says 140 to 154. The boxers at the top aren't fighting each other and aren't active enough. Nowhere near active enough. Oh, booger. Will Zuffa do open scoring? They are trying to clean up the sport, right? I don't know. I'm not even quite sure what their objectives are, to be honest. We'll have to see, innit? We'll have to see what the plan. You know, there's several weight classes. Like, okay, we can say USEC has established lineage at heavyweight. I heard people saying Jai Patai is the lineal champion. No, he's Ring Magazine champion. In my book, he's not lineal champion. He's the best cruiserweight. He's not lineal champion. Based on what? Beating Brady's? Yeah, that's a good win. But Brady's weren't lineal champion before. The last lineal champion was USEC. And nobody beat USEC. To establish lineage at 200, we have to create an undisputed champion. And from there, you can get lineage. And lineal. You get me? Light heavy. Okay, we can establish that Bivol is the dude. Proven quantity. 168. Terence Crawford just left. See, we're losing all our undisputed champions. Look at that. All right. We had one heavyweight, USEC, not undisputed now. Cruiserweight. No, last cruiserweight, undisputed. That was USEC, to be honest. People had to give up the WBC strap. 168. Crawford's retired, and they were trying to extort him for sanctioning fees. You can't blame him for not paying him, what was it, 400K for what exactly? Middleweight really needs to be tidied up. I can't stand that used to be one of my favorite weight classes, middleweight. And then, like last year we had Danny Garcia. Was it challenging for the belt? It's crazy, man. And you got that Johnny Beck. I think they finally stripped him. The IBF stripped him. I don't think the WBO stripped him, have they? They haven't stripped him. $154. Josh Kelly, Xander Size. What happened to that? That fell through the cracks. Man, Xander Size should fight Boots. Boots is your interim champion. And Fundora, who's he fighting? You're fighting Keith Thurman, bro? You should be fighting Virgil Ortiz. Why are you fighting Keith Thurman? Man, come on, man. Josh Kelly signed an agreement to fight Boots Ennis if he beat Martazaliev. And then, him and Adam Booth. Well, it's a business, It's a business. Yeah, we know it's a business, Adam. It's my business to watch good fights. You know what I'm saying? We know it's a business, me old son. It's all some entertainment for us. We're not getting that. Most of the weight classes, man. I don't have to go through them. It's long. No, that's not happening now. We're not getting Boots versus Josh Kelly. Callum Denton. Boxing has been so poor lately. So much emphasis on business and misfits the last year. Middleweight is not existent. Is that what you're saying there? I'm a bit far away from the screen. Can't blame the misfits. The misfits are in their own lane. The misfits are in their own lane. They're not stopping the sanctioning bodies getting it together. You know what I mean? And requesting more unifications. It's not the misfits' fault. Let's not blame the misfits and the influencers, man. It's not their fault. It's not their fault one bit. In fact, their section of the game, it seems a little more understandable. No one's got the expectation to see elite boxing or anything like that. And if there's a clamor for two influencers to fight, they'll fight. They're not saying, well, I'm not fighting over this, that, and then the sanctioning body saying why it can't happen, and promoters say, no, they're promoting themselves. So if they want to fight, they'll just fight. It's the real boxers that want to fight the misfits that's annoying. But who are they? I don't see any real boxers who want to fight in the misfits. Who are they? Who are they? There is none. The boxers fighting like MMA fighters, like AJ fought in Ghana, Fury fought in Ghana. You got that. You got Conor McGregor, Mayweather, and stuff like that. But no one's going to the misfits. The misfits is an actual branch. It's KSI. I don't see none of the elite. Like Conor Benny, he ain't trying to fight in the misfits. I mean, or Ryan Garcia or Tank. No, they're in the traditional boxing system. No, Video's not fighting in the misfits. He's Misfits Pro. He's in Misfits Pro. AJ, that's not a Misfits fight. That's not Misfits. AJ versus Ngannou is not Misfits, and Jake Paul is not Misfits. That's MVP. I know what you're saying. That you mean influencer circuit. You mean influencer circuit. Adam, he says Video O'Reilly is better than Jake Paul. Vidal's fighting Masternak, isn't it? I think an eliminator for the IBF title at 200 on the undercard of Fury Makhmudov. That should be pretty good. That should be pretty good. He'll beat Masternak, though. He'll beat Masternak. At least I hope he will. He'll let down the ends, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to let down the ends, my youth. What's the time now? We've done an hour. I don't think there's really much more to cover, lads. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. I don't think there's that much more to cover. Is there any traction on that lawsuit? How did Eddie get involved in that lawsuit, man? Is Dana? What is Dana playing at, man? Who sent the letter as well? Dan Raphael said it was a mysterious phone call. No, it weren't, Dan. You know who phoned. Mysterious phone call. Shannon, 20 million to box Clarissa Shields. Rolly, I don't hit women. It's not about money. I wouldn't sell myself to hit a woman. Shannon said she signed up for this. Rolly says, I know women sign up all the time and do stupid things. It's not him. But it's like that time when she hit Eddie Hearn. If Eddie had copped back, he would have put her on the floor. right? And then she would have claimed victimhood. If any had caught back, you would have put her on the floor. There's no way she can take a full-blooded punch from a 6'4" dude. No way. Or a six, and I mean, I think Eddie can punch a bit. He would have floored her. Who's not getting 5 guys? Did you tell Joe Joyce you're not getting 5 guys? Yeah, you're not getting. You can't get the 5 guys. Who is this? Carol the Warrior. Who's Carol the Warrior? Influencer. I don't know who she is. But R.I.P. Died at 23. How did she die at 23, man? What did she die of? TMZ connection not secure. I'll leave it. Kids died at 23. According to the family, she passed away March the 11th after a battle with cancer at 23. That's like surreal, isn't it? That's like surreal. That's very young, man. I never heard of her, but Mr. MD, Rolly should put the beats on Clarissa, then fight Papoose in a celebrity match after. In a celebrity match, you'd kill Papoose. Papoose will get murdered. Papoose is a rapper. He can't fight no Rolly. I mean, Anthony Mack and that beats. Steve Crocodile Finch told Eddie Setback in an interview several years ago that Warren gave him 20K to say to be or not to be at the press conference for the Julius. To be or not to be. I'm trying to work this out. And he's like, okay, read it again. I know who Crocodile is. That's the thug who was rolling with Mike here. He told Ellie in an interview several years ago that Frank Warren gave him 20K to say to be or not to be at the press conference. I'm trying to work it out. Why would he have did that? What was the point on that? Why did Frank do that? Do I have any more takes from the doc? It is a hidden gem. Oh, he was quote. Oh, okay. He was quoting Shakespeare. Yeah, I'm sure he did it for 20K. I would have did it for 50p. It's not exactly quoting Shakespeare. I mean, that's the most generic line everyone quotes from Shakespeare. To be or not to be? That is the question. Even Finch's ghetto ass could have pulled that one off. And he wouldn't need mine or your accent today. Oh gosh. Well, good. I tell you what, right? I still haven't got over Frank using that N bomb, even though he was like standing up for the black dudes. The N bomb was like Frank. Like, you can't say that, Frank. Frank dropped the N bomb, bro. Flip it up. I reminded him about 3 times. I said, Frank, what are you doing? It was a weird. It was weird the way he did that. That was weird. That was weird, Frank. That was weird. That was weird. You could have described the situation without saying that. You could have just said the black guys. They didn't want the black guys in the hotel. But to say it was like they didn't want the. I'm like, Frank, what was the point of that? Yeah, he wanted Tyson out of there, hadn't he? He wanted Tyson out of there. He couldn't do it. Them guys were a handful, man. Sky Nicholson will defend the WBC interim title. What way is that? Against Thailand, an all-Australian clash that headlines Matchroom's first show as part of a new deal with Fox Sports. Terramona, and Jake Wiley are on the card. The wind is blowing like mad out there, bro. What happened to Ring IQ's old account? They just gonzoed his account, man, for some reason. His old Twitter account. They had to start a new one. It's crazy. He doesn't even know what happened to it. It just went. It was just gone. Eminem has been officially sober for 16 years. That's good. I mean, no one should be drinking at that level or taking any substances at that level anyway. They're saying Eubank Jr. versus Kelbrook can happen on one condition. Manager Napa has welcomed the potential fight between Chris Eubank and Kelbrook. Do not fight Kelbrook. Do not fight Kelbrook. Kelbrook will beat the brakes of Chris Eubank. It beat the brakes of Chris Eubank. I thought he was moving up to 168. Were you going to fight him at 168? Kel can't fight at 168, man. Nobody wants to see that fight, really. Were you going to put it on pay-per-view? I don't think it's going to happen. You could do, though. If who's going to put up the dough for it, though? Well, Ben Shalom? Where are they going to fight? On BBC? On the BBC iPlayer, yeah? Can't do pay-per-view on the iPlayer. Yeah, Tyson was a thug. He was a thug. He was rolling with the thugs at that time, bro. Mike went to the airport as a player to get Warren to Lawrence Graff for the jewelry he took. Well, was he threatening to fly back to America or something? Yeah, Frank is suing Turkey. TK was suing Matchroom and the sanction body. He's getting sued next. Yeah, it's getting like it's more like the promoters' playground more than boxing right now. You got a lawsuit between Golden Boy and Virgil. You know what I mean? It's losing control, isn't it? It's just totally out of control boxing. Too many lawsuits. Oh, my favorite, appreciate the super chat as well, Anthony. Could you name your top favorite boxing matches from the 1990s in any weight class? All right. Ruddock versus Tyson. That's one. Um, it's quite difficult now because now I've got to remember got to go through a list of fights now. I liked Foreman versus Mora, oldest man to win the title. That was good. Um, Riddick Bowe. See, I'm just giving you all heavyweight matches now, which isn't good. Riddick Bowe versus Holyfield 3 was savage. That fight was savage. Um, James Toney versus Mike McCallum. You can pick anyone out of the first two they had. Toney versus McCallum. Where would I go next? Where would I go next? Meldrick Taylor versus Chavez was an excellent fight. It ended bad for Meldrick, but Meldrick's performance in the first 3 quarters was really good. And the ending with Richard Steele stopping it with a second left was crazy. What else was a really good fight, man? There was some excellent fights in the 90s. There were some excellent fights. McClellan versus Jackson, first fight, was crazy. McClellan versus Ben. Barkley versus Ben. Ben was in a good few of them, man. He was. Michael Watson versus. See, I'm going over 5 now. Watson versus Eubank was crazy. Um, there were so many good fights, man. There were so many. There were so many. No, Ron Lyle and Ernie Shavers wasn't the 90s. Ron Lyle versus Ernie Shavers was not the 90s. Wasn't even the 80s, actually. That's the 70s. That's 70s boxing. I don't think I could put it into 5, though. I couldn't name 5 and say definitively that they're the 5. There was, I'll tell you what was a really good fight, man, in the 90s was Burt Cooper versus Michael Moorer. Burt Cooper versus Michael Moorer was sick. Burt Cooper was in a few of them. Burt Cooper versus Holyfield was really good too. Burt Cooper nearly won the title, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big up the 90s still. Frank Bruno did well against Lennox Lewis, man. That was a good fight. Yeah, it's an underrated one. That's an underrated one. I agree. Yeah, man. Burt Cooper. Burt Cooper had a sick right uppercut, innit? Right uppercut would launch your head off your shoulders, man. Burt Cooper. Dad bought his daughter her first car. At least she's grateful. You know what I'm saying? At least she's grateful. I see some of these girls, man. Like, Dad bought them a car. It's not the car I wanted. You know, I would have just took it back straight away. You know, I would have took it back. I wouldn't have let her keep it. I would have took the car back. Yeah, De La Hoya versus Corte was a very good fight, man. It was a very good fight. The Ghanaian. He had that jab, man. That jab he had was great, innit? He had a great jab. Who had the better jab, him or Rinky Wright? Just Taylor calls Regis Progress long finished ahead of his clash with Conor Benn. The new hard copy of the Ring Mat. What do you mean hard copy? What, like a book? You can't get magazines over here. You have to order them now. Like, there's no boots to get the boxing news or anything no more. You can't get magazines no more. I think they've got some in the news agents, but they ain't got no boxing on the shelves anywhere no more in the UK. You still got magazine stores across there, Bruce? We ain't got magazine stores no more. I haven't seen a boxing magazine in a store for ages. For ages. More like magazine departments in bookstores. Yeah. We haven't got boots like the boots like, man. This bloody internet killed all these things off, man. Oh, you get the online version, Al Booger. I can't read online books, man. I need the actual hard copy, man. Ice tea. Pulling out. Who's this? I think it's Sky Nicholson. Okay. Oscar still doing a clap back crap. What is this jolly? John Carroll slams the bookies for having him as the underdog against Cole Murphy. You have to prove them wrong, innit? Why is there always conditions, man? Like, why don't you just fight? If you're gonna fight Kell Brook, just fight him. What conditions on what? That's why the fight's gonna happen. Kell Brook shouldn't have to like submit to conditions to Chris Eubank Jr., man. Chris lost his last fight. He's not a draw like that right now. He's not a draw. If Ngannou were a young champion speaking like that, I would say he was dead wrong. But why? What difference would it make if he was young? The guy said he ruined his legacy, but he's seeking him out for an interview. Oh, the Christy Martin movie. Yeah, I haven't watched a movie for a long time, man. I don't even know if I'd get through a movie right now. Right, there's a whole dissertation here. Can I be bothered to read it? It looks a bit long, Dan. Portion of the page letter. Mr. Oppenheimer has good reason to believe that the IBF's abrupt decision to withdraw was the product of a coordinated industry-wide collusion designed to punish him for working with Zuffa Boxing and to deter other athletes from doing the same. Aided and abetted by other sanctioning bodies and promoters, the IBF's action intentionally inflicted or threatened to inflict significant financial and reputational harm on Mr. Oppenheimer. He is aware of messages between high-level executives essentially admitting to the scheme. Eddie Hearn, chairman of Matchroom Boxing, has publicly stated the sanctioning bodies will take a stance sooner than you think, and Jai will be stripped. Days after the IBF withdrew its action and the IBF president, Darryl Peoples' written and verbal statements about disrespect and embarrassment show that the IBF had no legal basis to withdraw its sanctioning, but instead did so out of retaliation, fear of marketplace competition, and to intimidate Mr. Oppenheimer and other boxers. The IBF and its co-conspirators face substantial civil and criminal liability. To Mr. Oppenheimer, you are receiving this presentation notice because Mr. Oppenheimer believes you possess documents, communications, and information related to potential claims against the IBF, Mr. Peoples, WBC, WBA, WBO, Matchroom Boxing, and other entities and individuals. Accordingly, in addition to the obligations you already have to maintain and preserve documents under applicable law, Mr. Oppenheimer hereby demands that you maintain and preserve any of all documents and communications in your possession, custody, or control that in any way refer, detect, or reflect to pertain to Mr. Oppenheimer, the Oppenheimer Glanton bout, and any other boxer in negotiating or signed with Zuffa Boxing. Hey, IBF could go out of business, you know. They could go out of business on this lawsuit. They could go out of business. If it went left, it could go, I mean, like, big up, bro. Where my stragglers at? Where my Willie Pips on my side of the saddlers at? Where the stragglers at? Where you at? Where you at? Where Willie Pips and my Marvin Hagglers at? Yeah. Big up. Big up, bro. Big up. I don't think they returned the sanctioning fee either. What's that all about? 73K? Have they got themselves in trouble here? Uh, we'll see. We'll see if it's got any legs. It seems a bit of a frivolous lawsuit. And who is this anonymous phone caller, Dan? Well, obviously, if it's anonymous, he wouldn't know. But, Yeah, man. Fraudulent. Who's this? Christina Grammy? 32 today. Passed away, yeah? A lot of young people passing away, man. What was the request? Usyk is a savage. Let's have a look. What Derek and Usyk up to?
Mate, can you do us a favor? Can you stop beating us up?
Usyk beat up everybody, but you know what I mean? Usyk beat up everybody. Oh, Barboza. Is he fighting this Saturday? Okay. Me alone. All these women doing the no makeup look. The no makeup look now. You know what I mean? Yeah. They had enough of the Hollywood. Derek dancing with his daughter.
My daughter's like, let's do a TikTok. I'm like, okay, cool. She goes, move your hands. I'm like, moving my hands. You were smiling. I'm like, I'm about to.
All good. All good. Derek's kids saved his life, you know. Derek would have ended up in serious trouble if he didn't have kids, you know. He'd have done something stupid if he didn't have kids. Derek was on a destructive path. They're saying don't underestimate the power of Arslanbek Mahmudov. Ticket start at £44. What do you get for £44? Flipping out. Yeah, it's a powerful shot, but it's slow, isn't it? It's slow. It's not that slow, but does he have a left hand though? Yeah, you can hit though. Is it elite power? They're saying it's elite power. I don't know if he's elite. Who's he knocking down? Loads of people have got highlight reels like that. Sergio Martinez versus Serhai Dinzirik. I remember them days. Sold out event in Dublin. For Kakache Jazza. Well, okay. God, bloody hell, what is that? In 4 weeks' time. So what's going to happen here, right? Is Spencer Brown, if the credited promoter for Fury versus Makhmudov, Eddie is saying in the contract that Zuffa have to be the credited promoter in that show is going to go to some legal bungarum. Is that what boxing's come down to now? It's just legal this, legal this. I'm going to sue. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to sue. Is this what it is now? Is this the new phase?
Absolute gentleman. This is the bold prediction Spencer Brown made about Turki Alaushik almost 3 years ago. Spencer promotes his first show on UK soil with Fury Makhmudov. He's been an absolute gentleman and a scholar. He's everything he said he's done from start to finish. He's not cut any corners.
Yeah, Spencer. I mean, stop. I mean, we understand why you're glazing. We understand. Who's this Lennox? Who's Lennox fighting? Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is. Right, they're saying Richardson Hitchens could be eyeing a move to Zoo for boxing. There's a Lance Pugmire. Right. Keith Connolly not messing around. Keith Connolly not messing around, bro. Keith Connolly, like, I'm telling you, man, you know what I mean? Just being transparent, not sides. He's not here to make friends. Like, if you're in an industry like boxing where it's cutthroat, you can't get a manager who's there to be friends. You need one. Yeah, okay. If you need to build relationships, cool. Yeah, obviously. But you need someone who's going to cut through the middlemen and get you through the doors that you need to get through. And that's what, like, Keith that's why Eddie said he's the number one snake. Why is he saying that? Yeah? Because he's too good at his job. And being too good at his job is not being a nice guy. That's management, boxing management. See, Keith, as soon as he got hold of like a client like Conor Benn, he must have been saying, yes, watch this. He must have like stayed on that phone for a whole day. Looking to cut the deal. Because like as soon as he got with Conor, they were looking, he was looking for deals straight away. He was looking for deals straight away. Straight away. It weren't random. They were out there seeking deals. See, all of a sudden now, Eddie was going to file a lawsuit against Jake Paul, and now Jake Paul is glazing Eddie because he's in a beef with Dana. That's what it's all about in boxing, isn't it? Like, Delroy Lindo waited 50 years for his Oscar nomination. Yeah, to be called the N-word, and then, I mean, anyway, let's not get into that. No big deal. Brush it off, innit? Shrug it off your shoulders, mate. Boy, I've been watching Delroy since that Malcolm X flick, man. That Malcolm X flick was sick, man. What cinema did we see that at, man? See them days, I mean, like downloading illegal streams of films and stuff. Like, man, go cinema. Yeah, man, cinema to see Malcolm X, bro. It's flipping brilliant. Brewer says, flush the belts, just give us the fights. Yeah, I agree. Al Booger. WBC is extremely crooked at the moment. WBA isn't far behind. I feel the IBF and WBO aren't that bad though. At Muhammad, the truck sounds in the background is therapeutic. But Muhammad, all good. All right. I'm gonna wrap this one up, fellas. Gonna wrap this one up. I don't think there's no real stories to cover. So it's really like slow news day, isn't it? One of them slow news days. Who's this guy that Tyson's beating up? Is it John Alderson or John Alderton? It's the 80s, bro. Tyson punching up this dude. Tyson looking to punch him up. Man just hasn't got the skills to get away. He's sitting it out, bro. He don't want it no more. Larry Merchant. That's old. You know what I mean? It's so like slow news day. They're bringing up stories from 2003. Why is Wardley versus Chisora, Wardley versus Dubois in Manchester again? And one is from Ipswich and one is from London. I guess it don't matter. Is Kakache just too big? Wow, tomorrow's Friday, so the weigh-ins are tomorrow. It's Javante Davis. Is he coming back? He's talking about coming back. Kenny Sims got to get past Barboza before he avenges the loss to Duarte. How many 50 Cent diss tracks are out right now? And which one is the best? Curtis Jackson, yeah. It's just controversy, isn't it? couldn't get in the game. Then he made that song "How to Rob." When whoever was relevant in the industry at the time. The bottom line is, I'm a crook with a deal. If my record don't sell, I'm a rob and steal. You better recognize I'm straight from the street. If the industry niggas know like something to eat. But to kill him, tell Puff, want to see it again? Get your ass down to the nearest ATM. See what he does, yeah? What he does, when it's quiet or when there's no opportunities, he starts these battle rap beefs. Yeah? After he done Get Rich and Die Trying, and the follow-up albums he did, solo thing, they did okay, and the stuff with G Unit. Then he knew that the lean times were possibly coming. Then he started the album sales contest with Kanye, and they went back and forth with that. Kanye won, right? But even though Kanye won, as a result of him going back and forth with 50, 50's album sold more than it would have done if he didn't have the rivalry with Kanye. So he stirred that up. And now he's got Jim Jones going in. I think Jim Jones was going at him. T.I., Papoose, Mano. So I'm assuming right now, 50's probably checked the algorithm and said he needs to top up the engine. You know what I'm saying? That's what 50 does. That's what 50 does. 50 knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Jimmy Jim. Muhammad says the last get it off your chest and one started well for free. Let's have it, Pete. I love it. Yeah, Papoose. I heard the Papoose song. I heard Mano. I saw the 50 Cent video. The use of AI was crazy. Did you see the young version of 50 with the AI? It was crazy. $50 just don't care, man. Just don't care. 50 epitomizes what I was speaking about with Keith Connolly. The New Yorkers in it. Like, they don't care who they got to step on to get from A to B. They don't care. They don't care. They literally don't care. They don't care if you start off friends and then you end not friends. They don't care about that. That's the thing, yeah? That's why these guys get hired. Because a lot of people, like boxers, yeah, I'm tough, I'm hard, I'm tough. In the business world, you're not tough. You're not as tough in the business world as you are in the boxing. Yeah? I bet you any money, yeah? See, everyone's saying it's down to bad character. I'm going to bet you any money. Well, I'm not going to bet you money. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to do that. But if it was Richardson Hitchens trying to get that phone call from Eddie Hearn or Edgar Berlanga, neither one of them would have given the phone call either. You know why that is? Because Keith said, don't pick up the phone, don't phone. You know what I mean? You're messing with your money. Don't phone. Stay off the phone. The man ain't playing, bro. I wouldn't trust. No, I wouldn't trust Keith. I wouldn't trust Keith at all. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust Keith. Keith has no empathy. Deontay Wilder. That third fight was Savage and Fury, innit? I might go watch that, that fight was good. That was a good fight, bro. Third fight was flipping chaotic, man. If Wilder had a bit more control, he would have finished the job. He just didn't have the control. He had the power, but he just didn't have the control. That was a great fight, Fury done well to get up the canvas of taking that right hand. That is a big shot, bro. I watched that fight a few times, man. It was savage. There were some people who said it wasn't a good fight because there was no skill. They were just going at it. But what do people call a good fight? Is it a good chess match? A good exhibition of boxing? Or is it just frills, spills, knockdowns, trading? What is it? Fight was sick, bro. People, the boxing news is dried up, so I'm out of it. Peace.